Invite you to join me every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. We will discuss life, business, leadership, family, and fun, and what happens when your view of the world expands. A wide variety of guests will provide insight on how they do business, family, and leadership in their lives. So now, here's today's show. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on the Faith Washington Show. We are live on Facebook at the Faith Washington Show page. We're also on 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, and the iHeartRadio app. Tonight, I have an amazing guest, and this is Dr. Richard Cartledge. He is a man of many talents and many gifts, and he started out and became a mechanical engineer and is a cardiothoracic and vascular surgeon. He got those degrees at the same time, by the way. He is also an inventor, a designer, and a manufacturer of medical products, different types of medical devices. And he also founded the Smithson Cartledge Biomedical and invented the Thermocore 1200, which is actually an FDA-approved rapid infusion and blood warming device. It sounds kind of fancy, but it's a great way to get blood into the body for people that would die otherwise. So a life-saving device. And if you've ever had surgery in any hospital in the country, you've probably had at least one or more of his devices used on you. So, Dr. Cartledge, thank you so much for being here.
Well, Faith, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
So appreciate you being here. You and your brother Daniel actually invented a product that we're going to talk about tonight, which is really fascinating. And the first time you spoke about it, I was just in awe. And the technology has been there for a while, but
yes,
the way you're doing it and how you've brought it to pass for regular, everyday people to use it is pretty incredible.
And that's well put how you describe it, because it's not a new technology at all. It is a vagus nerve stimulator.
Okay.
And that is a big word for devices that stimulate the particular nerve that is involved in your relaxation response.
Okay.
And for about 30 years or so, implantable pacemaker-like devices have been wrapped around people's vagus nerve where it resides in the neck. It goes from the brain.
Oh, Mike, put your mic up closer.
It goes from the brain
There you go.
to
Maybe a little closer, and like so.
Oh, sure. Like this? Better?
Better?
Okay, good.
Now you're on.
The vagus nerve
Just pull it back a little
runs.
bit. Sorry. So there, so I can see.
Okay,
That's
good.
perfect.
The vagus
Thank
nerve
you. Now I can see you.
it runs from the brain through the neck, and then it connects to every organ in your body, and it controls the relaxation neurologic system.
Okay.
So implantable devices that have been wrapped around this nerve surgically with an implanted generator, just like a pacemaker, have been around for years and have been effective in sending signals to the brain for many positive benefits.
Okay, such as what kind of positive benefits do these vagal devices?
So the history of the implantable devices has shown us that vagus nerve stimulation can have many different effects. The main effect is giving you a sense of calm, relaxation, and it counterbalances the fight or flight neurologic system called the sympathetic nervous system. So for many years, the implantables have been approved actually for epilepsy and preventing seizures.
Right.
They are FDA approved for depression and depression refractory to medications. There's a recent approval for a certain signal that's contained within an implantable for weight loss.
Wow.
And
That's incredible, because that just takes things to a whole different level, because we know that the brain and how people process information has to do with why people are obese, why they crave certain foods.
Correct. And the connection between the brain and the stomach is via, the neurologic connection is via the vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve, so that makes perfectly great sense.
So the anatomy of the nervous system is I'm going to simplify it so that you can understand where the vagus nerve fits in. Okay. I know you know, but I'm going to tell, I want the listeners to know. So the brain is connected to the body through 3 different conduits. You've got the spinal cord, which everyone has heard about.
Yes.
The spinal cord transmits sensory and motor signals to and from the brain. So when you move your arm, that's the spinal cord that is sending the message from your brain to your arm to move. Then there's the sympathetic nervous system, which is the so-called fight or flight nervous system. And that is a nerve connection between your brain and every organ in your body that mediates and that deals with and responds to stress,
Okay.
anxiety, any situation, danger. Exactly.
Danger's a big part of the
Exactly.
sympathetic nervous
So the
system.
sympathetic nervous system is responsible for increasing your heart rate, for making you sweat, for increasing your breathing. And as you all know, it's very uncomfortable being in a stressful situation because it's uncomfortable when your sympathetic nervous system has taken over.
Yeah, it's when it's overactive. When it's just at peak levels, you feel very aware and ready, but it can make people feel extremely anxious. And that anxiety feeling is
Uncomfortable.
right.
It's just not
Right.
pleasant.
Yeah.
And there are people, mainly many in this country, that have a sympathetic nervous system that is in overdrive, even when they're not in a dangerous situation.
Which is not good.
And we call that stress.
Yes.
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
And it's not good. And it makes it difficult to concentrate, to get tasks done.
Shortens your life, can lead to
shortens
heart
your life.
attacks as you get older if you
Exactly
don't
right.
take care of yourself. Yeah.
Blood pressure goes up.
Huge.
The third neural connection between your brain and your body. So we went over the spinal cord.
Right.
We went over the sympathetic system.
Right.
Then the third is what's called the parasympathetic system, and that is the calming side of the brain. The brain gives off 2 nerves that are involved in the parasympathetic nervous system called the vagus nerves, and they go from your brain to every organ in your body, and they keep the sympathetic or the fight and flight system in check. This is the nervous system that lowers your heart rate, that slows your breathing, that stops the sweating, that brings your pupils down to a normal size.
And makes you feel comfortable.
Makes you feel comfortable.
relaxed. You feel like you're able to function. When you're relaxed, you have more clarity of thought, clarity of the ability to make appropriate decisions. You know, when somebody's in overdrive, like you said, when the sympathetic nervous system is in charge, you don't always make the best decisions, you know, especially
That's for
about
sure.
long-term or life things.
That's a very good point. Absolutely. So, for example, meditation. Meditation is the whole purpose of meditation is to increase your parasympathetic nervous system, to get your vagus nerves firing. Because when that happens, your sympathetic nervous system, the stress nervous system, gets squelched, gets pushed down and away. So when someone is successful at meditating, which is not that easy, it takes a long time to learn. It takes time to have your own meditation session.
Right.
And many people don't have the time or don't have the skill to actually effectively meditate.
It's the breathing, it's everything. It's that clearing of the mind so that you're not getting messed up with all those extraneous thoughts, or if you're ADD like we are. No, I know many people, and very intelligent and successful people have that component to their brain. Their mind is always racing, and you know, it's a great thing because you get a lot done, you can accomplish many things, but it isn't always the best thing to live in that mode.
It's not. It's really not.
And the meditation, as you said, really helps to kind of calm that down. But it activates the parasympathetic nervous system,
Exactly.
which is
what Nirvana does. So wouldn't it be nice to be able to go into enjoy the benefits of meditation and be in a meditative state without learning how to meditate?
yeah.
Wouldn't that
It
be
would
nice?
No, it would be awesome. It's something that we all need.
I certainly agree with that.
Absolutely.
And you know the benefits of meditation.
Yep.
Lowers your blood pressure, deals with anxiety. I mean, there's a million benefits of meditation, and the meditation is just a general way to increase your parasympathetic nervous system. The device that we've developed does that electronically, which is really neat.
Which is really cool.
It's
it
really cool.
Stimulates that nerve, actually the bed that goes to the nerve, the vagus nerve, so that the parasympathetic system is activated and
upregulated.
and that allows you to relax and be calm. And there's so many implications to this. We were talking about before the show neuroplasticity of the brain, like being able to think differently, function differently. And since I'm a business and life coach, I like to shift people's thinking, because if you can shift it and they can maintain that, your life changes.
Right,
And you
exactly.
begin to think differently and do differently.
Well, when you are in a state where the parasympathetic system is the mainly active system over the sympathetic, then you're in a calm state. You are able to take in thoughts and take in details of your environment much better, more effectively. Your memory certainly is better when you're
Improves.
when you're not stressed.
Exactly.
Your memory is better. You can concentrate better, and so over time, it gives a nice balance to your neurologic system. It puts your neurologic system, the balance, in your favor.
And it's healthy. It actually supports a healthy nervous system if you can stimulate that vagal complex.
Exactly. And so for many years, it frustrated me because I would read the medical journals and was fascinated by neurologic stimulation to have a real effect without using drugs. So as a physician, we're so used to giving drugs
Giving
to have
pills.
Exactly.
Ooh, I'm against pills. I'm a pharmacist. No, I don't love pills.
That's interesting.
I really don't.
Now, the pills that we take circulate through your entire body, but
Yep.
really they have one target, whether that be the limbic system to make you feel better,
Right.
whether that be your reticular activating system, which is the system that you downregulate with benzodiazepines when
Right.
people are stressed, or
When they're
can't sleep.
stressed or anxious. Oh, it's drugs if you're anxious.
And that drug is circulating through your whole body when really the target is a very small spot in your brain.
Right.
It's very indirect, is my point. And so when I started reading about vagus nerve stimulation with the implantable devices, I thought to myself, my gosh, these devices make so much sense. You're stimulating the part of the brain that you want to target, and it's direct, and it's efficient,
And immediate.
and it's immediate.
And immediate.
Exactly. And it's pharmaceutical free.
And that means that this is a medical drug. How shall we say it? An electronic drug. Right? Would you say?
prefer
You
to-
can't say that. I know
I
you
pref-
can't say it. I can say it. Okay, I'm a pharmacist. It is a medical, it is a device that's a drug. It literally works in a better fashion than a pill put in your body would work,
And without the side effects.
and with no side effects.
I call it a bioelectric.
There you go. Bioelectric. I like that. Okay. For the body, it's electrical. It stimulates. It works.
Exactly. So for years I thought to myself, it's really cool. I'd love to try this, but I'm certainly not going to get an operation to figure out what it feels like
And
to have my vagus nerve
and spend 30 grand.
and spend 30 grand.
Yeah.
And that's just now the 30 grand faith is just for the device. Then there's the hospitalization, the anesthesia,
Operation.
then there's the risk of bleeding, infection,
Right.
all kinds of
Right.
risks that you're just not going to take
Yeah,
to
agreed.
try something, know. So for years it bothered me that there's really no way I'm going to ever be able to experience what it feels like to have my vagus nerve stimulated. And I was thinking 3 years ago when I was finishing up a heart valve device that I was working on, and I was thinking, you know what, why don't I revisit the vagus nerve stimulation space and see if there's any way I can get to that nerve through the skin without piercing the skin.
Right.
And after a while of dissecting cadavers and research, my team and myself came up with the device that actually works without an incision. And we utilize a branch of the vagus nerve that happens to be accessible through the ear, believe it or not.
Yes, I definitely believe it.
It is a branch called the auricular branch of the vagus nerve, and it comes off the vagus near where the vagus exits the brain, and supplies innervation to certain parts of the ear. And we have developed the Nirvana device to couple to the body in just the right place, so that signals, electronic signals, can go through the skin and get right to that nerve, which gives you the vagus nerve, which gives you the parasympathetic upregulation.
Right, and it gives you the experience of nirvana.
Yes.
And you spell it differently, but you can reach. Actually, if you guys want to go online right now, you can go to experiencenirvana, NERVANA.com, experiencenirvana.com, and you can buy the device. You can read anything that you need to read on it, and what an incredible opportunity for people who are suffering from so many different issues, whether it's, I can say these things, you can't, anxiety or depression or issues with pain, different types of things that are actually happening in the body that maybe even the drugs aren't working for.
Right. And certainly the FDA approved indications are for certain afflictions like seizure disorder,
Right.
and weight loss, as well as depression. When these conditions were refractory to medications, that's when Nirvana. That's when
they would
the
install the
implantables
implantables,
are indicated. When you failed medical therapy,
Right.
then the implantables are utilized
Okay.
in those situations. So it works. They work when drugs don't. Now, this is not an implantable.
This is really nice, guys. This is something you put in your ears, like earbuds, and he's going to demonstrate this on me. So I'm really excited about it.
So it's very simple. This is
That's the box that it comes in.
comes in.
I don't know. Can we open that up?
Yeah,
I'll just
sure.
sort of show these
Sure,
guys.
go ahead and open it.
There's everything that you need. The solution that you're gonna. Oh, here. Maybe you can get it open a little better. On that one side. There we go.
The tolerances
Right.
are tight. I'm an engineer. So.
Okay, exactly. All right. Just remember that, folks. He's done all of these things. I can't even tell you. His credentials are just amazing. Here's the device, your battery. This is the solution that you put actually on the earbuds to hold them in place.
And
I'm
for
assuming-
conduction.
And for conduction. And then I'm assuming these are parts of
Yeah.
the
So this
booklets.
is the headphone set. These are different size earbuds because different size ears
Right,
require different size
required.
earbuds.
And it needs to fit, like you were telling me before.
Snugly.
Snugly.
And well, the device is right here. I include an
9 volt?
Energizer 9-volt battery, and this little pigtail connector is a connector that allows you to synchronize the signal going to your vagus nerve to your favorite music.
Which I love. The thought of doing this as an activity with your music, no matter what kind of music. He was telling me you can use AC/DC. You could use anything.
You could use AC/DC if you're in that kind of mood.
But that's not really meditation.
Well,
so.
it does
Well,
put
maybe
you
for
in a
some
nice
people.
state. It does put you in a nice state, though. It's very pleasant. And what's most popular are the easier, softer songs.
Right.
One that's popular to use with Nirvana is Enya.
Yes, of course.
That will
Yes.
take the stress. That will drain it right
Beautiful
out of your
music.
body. Nirvana with Enya
Wow.
is just
Beautiful
boom.
music.
You're there in a few minutes. You are. So I have a device that's already set
It's all
up,
put together. Okay.
and
Perfect.
you've got the generator, and you've got the headphone set, which plugs in,
Okay.
and there are 2 headphones. There's the blue cabled one and the black.
Okay.
The blue one is the one that gives the signal, and this bud is the electrode. It is totally silicone, non-metallic, but conductive. So within these little tines, there's little tines that you can see in
Right.
there.
Yeah. It's actually.
There are conductive and non-conductive spaces.
Okay.
And the blue cable is the one that goes in the left ear.
Okay.
Because the only signal that you're getting
Here we
is going
go.
into the left ear.
Got it.
And let me give you your spray.
Oh, my spray.
Yep. So spray here, spray there, 2 little sprays. You
In my ear.
seat it into the ear
Okay.
so that it's
Got it.
snug.
Snug. Do I have to put the
And
right one in too? I don't need
if you're
to.
not listening to music,
No.
you don't have to put
I
the
don't need
right
that
one in.
one. Okay,
and it's
cool.
important for everyone to know that this does not require music to use.
This is really exciting.
So the device is turned on, and I'm going to set it up for the mode that does not require music, and it's called formula mode.
And
So we're gonna-
formulas A and B, and you said start with B.
So
So you want to start with formula B.
there are two
there's no
formulas,
music.
correct, and the formulas relate to the signals that my team developed
Okay.
to maximize the effect
Cool.
that you get. There's varying intensities. The more intensity, the higher the dose of
Crank it up.
electricity. And I'm going to have you control it
Okay.
once the session starts, because you want to have it intense enough that you feel it strongly,
Okay.
but not where it's uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's
do you feel it at
uncomfortable.
all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you already feel it at 8? Oh, you're at 8. My gosh. Up for more intensity, down for less. And
And you said wait until the.
with the chevrons show you the intensity goes up and down in the non-music mode. In music mode, it tracks the music. The intensity goes up or down based upon the music. But in formula mode, no music, it's a sine wave. It goes up and down, up and down. So as the chevrons go to the right, the intensity is going up. So that's the best time to assess whether or not you're feeling it. Yeah, it does sort of. It sort of takes your breath away.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Isn't that neat? Doesn't that feel like good?
That's very.
It just feels really pleasant, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's very cool. Ooh, I like it.
Now, once you use this for
How long
20
do you-
minutes, the sessions
More or less. I mean, can you use more or less?
15 to 45-minute sessions, and no more than 3 45-minute sessions a day. And I need to tell you a few things about a little disclaimer.
Okay.
You should not drive or operate
Do
machinery.
not drive while you're using Experience Nirvana.
or for 30 minutes after the session, because it will have a trailing effect.
Okay.
So even when you're done with your session and you take your earbud out and you go along your business, you will still feel the effect for about 30 minutes to about 30 minutes. You'll feel the effect, and the more you use it, the more intense the effect gets, because your brain gets used to the session and anticipates what it's going to get. So you start
So
feeling
it gets excited.
It gets
So
excited.
you get happy.
A lot of people get very giddy.
Get happy.
A lot of people get giddy with it.
Yeah, this is really.
But-
This is very cool.
But not everyone gets giddy. The effect that is most commonly reported is profound relaxation, ability to focus, and anxiety just drains out of them. And so that's the effect that most people have. The giddy is common, but not everyone gets it. And it's very.
Very cool.
It's a completely different. It
not
changes
like-
everything,
Just not like anything you've ever experienced before.
which is neat, and it's also based in science, because when people
Totally.
When
So
people-
this is all completely scientific, proven. They've got records for the
Oh, there's
vagal implants.
30
which
years
is-
of 30
yeah,
years of
of
peer
research.
reviewed 30
Yeah.
years of peer reviewed data on vagus nerve stimulation. This just happens to be non-implantable. So
Perfect.
it allows the average person
Yes.
to be able to afford a unit
Right.
and benefit and experience what it's like to have your vagus nerve stimulated.
Right.
It's really neat.
It's very cool. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot.
What level are you on, Faith?
13.
You're on 13. So it goes up to 25. But don't expect to get to 25 your first session, because
Oh, no.
it's
No,
you
probably
know
won't. No.
it may be a little uncomfortable. You have to get used to it.
Okay. So then just work your way up gradually. So when you buy
Sure.
the device, you're just going to work your way up gradually so that it's comfortable for you, and your brain will adjust. The vagal nerve will adjust. That little bundle in there will
Yes. Now
feedback.
I'm a 16 to 18.
Okay.
I don't go above 18. I don't need to.
You have to do what's right for you. It's individual.
Yes.
So
So again, intense but not uncomfortable.
okay.
So you keep on going up on the intensity, and then when it gets to be intense, you stop or you back off.
Okay.
And you
back off
go
like
down.
one. You could back off
You
one.
can back
and then
off one or two.
See how you feel.
And find your number. It's sort of like your sleep number, but for your vagus nerve. Yeah. It's tingly.
Yeah.
So what do you tell everyone what you're feeling?
I just feel relaxed. I feel like I really would like to lay down and take a nap. But I also feel really good. I
It
feel
makes you feel good.
I do feel the giddy.
You do.
I feel
I can tell.
I feel
I
the
can tell.
giddy, silly. Yeah, this is fun. It's
It
good.
is.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
Another disclaimer: no one under
Right.
18
No one under 18, sorry.
should be.
Yeah, children
using
can't use
Nirvana.
it. Yeah, no. There are just so many, to me, there's so many applications that are possible here. People who are, obviously someone who's in pain and needs to change the way that they're perceiving the pain. When folks have things that are not quite right in their system, cravings, which would be for the weight loss, but there's also cravings that this could apply to that are things like gambling, alcohol, drugs, sex, things that people are addicted to, where those regions of the brain are deficient. There's something not quite right. And if you applied this,
Wait, you're referring to sex addiction also as
yeah,
being
all
not
of it.
quite right?
Well, yeah, probably not quite right. but seriously, there's so many applications to this. I do want to mention one of the challenges that you had real quick.
Sure.
Experience Nirvana, NERVANA.com is the website. One of the challenges was getting the nerves without
Without an incision.
without an incision.
Yes.
And also, you were doing this and experimenting and shocking yourself so
Yes,
that you could get it figured out.
Yes, it's embarrassing to just talk about.
it's not
but
embarrassing,
I
it's
was my
not.
own guinea pig.
Yeah.
And so were my team members alike. We were playing guinea pig and figuring out how we can get to the vagus nerve through the skin. And so
cool.
we had electrodes on our necks, and then we were putting electrodes on each other, trying this, trying that. Excuse me.
Doc, you're going to have to come back because we're going to have to go. Guys, I'm so sorry.
I would love to.
Y'all need to have a Nirvana device. I'm serious. This is incredible. I want to have Dr. Cartledge back again because we could sit here and talk for 2 hours and giving you the benefits and helping you to understand it better. But 30 minutes flies by. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us here on the Faith Washington Show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Oops, we've fallen out. And I hope to have you back soon. All right.
Thank you so
have
much,
a great
Faith.
night, folks. We'll see you
Appreciate
next
it. Have a
week.
good night.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. You've been listening and watching The Faith Washington Show, where we have widened your view of the world. Our guests share their business, family, and fun life hacks to make your world better. Hope you've learned something to apply to your life and business. And join me every Wednesday night at 7 p.m.